One early morning, when the morning sunlight began to filter through the lush green foliage of the ancient trees, Antoine and his sawing team arrived at a small village in the east of Tay Ninh City. The recent big storm had caused many trees in the village and the suburbs to fall, causing a significant impact on the lives of the people. But nothing could stop the optimism and enthusiasm of Antoine's sawing team. The chirping of birds on the remaining branches, mixed with the bustling footsteps of the whole team on the village road still wet after the rain last night. Antoine, with his tall figure and sharp eyes, looked around at the fallen trees. "Let's do it, guys. Today is a nice day, let's work early so the villagers can travel easily," Antoine said with an enthusiastic voice, making everyone in the team excited. The peaceful scene of the morning was quickly broken by the screeching sound of Antoine's long-handled saw. The large branches were cut into pieces one by one, gently falling onto the wet ground. Each time a piece fell, the team members laughed and talked to each other, telling funny stories they had experienced during previous jobs. An Hong, a veteran member of the team, recalled, "Remember the last time we sawed a tree in the village across the street? One time, the weather was sunny, but suddenly it rained heavily. We got soaked, but unexpectedly the big tree fell down by itself when the rain came. So there was no need to saw, just clean up." The whole team burst into laughter, laughing while working. The atmosphere became more cheerful than ever. The fallen branches were gradually collected, chopped into short pieces for easy moving. The sunlight is getting brighter and brighter, shining through the new gaps created by the sharp saws, lighting up the whole sky. Antoine's sawing team is always the pride of the local people. Not only because they work effectively, but also because of their close team spirit and optimistic, cheerful lifestyle. This life is not easy, but we just laugh and live, and all difficulties will pass, Antoine often says to the team members. An Hung, a young sawman in the team, tells the story of the first time he joined the sawing team. "Back then, I had just joined the team, not used to climbing on high branches. The first time I climbed, my hands and feet were shaking. After sawing a branch, I felt like the whole world was spinning. But the guys didn't tease me, they just smiled and encouraged me, making me feel less worried." When the sun was high in the sky, shining all over the village, the fallen trees had been cleared away. The village roads became clear again, and people could travel more easily. The sound of chainsaws gradually subsided, giving way to the cheerful laughter of the team members. Mr. Tuan stood and watched the team's achievements, full of pride. Each neatly cleared tree was not only the result of the team's hard work, but also the care and responsibility for the community. Mr. Tuan understood that the team's job was not only to saw trees, but also to bring peace and safety to the people after each storm. Done. Great job today, guys. Mr. Tuan raised his arm, signaling for the team to rest. Everyone gathered under a large remaining tree, where there was cool shade. Mr. Hong took out a bottle of cool water and shared it with everyone. The laughter and chatter resounded loudly under the morning sunlight. But not only that, Antoine's sawing team also has a special tradition. After each job is completed, they will sit together and tell stories about the memories and stories they have experienced. They talk about terrible storms, about giant old trees that they have handled, and also about the times they encountered funny, sad and funny situations. Once, Antoine recounted, "I remember that time, we encountered a huge old mango tree. It took us all day to saw it into small pieces. But the most surprising thing was when we sawed to the base, a pigeon nest flew out, the whole team was startled and panicked, thinking it was something. The whole team laughed again when recalling those moments of panic. For them, stories like that not only bring joy, but are also a way to strengthen relationships and build stronger teamwork. After a morning of hard work, Antoine's sawing team packed up their tools and prepared to return. The sunlight had become harsher, but the atmosphere in the village became fresher and more peaceful after the fallen trees had been cleaned up. On the way back, Antoine stopped to look at an old tree remaining in the middle of the village, smiling slightly. Their job was not simply to saw down trees, but also to preserve the beauty of nature and protect the safety of the people. And for Antoine, every time he worked, he and his sawing team contributed to making this life more beautiful and peaceful.